It's Clobberin time!
Comic.
Clobberonimo!
Clobberonimo, clobberon, clobber, my clobberonis and clobberooskies and clobberonimos and all that stuff. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Clobberin Times number 504 on YouTube, of course, 1,204 overall. And it is, of course, Wild Card Wednesday night. Just the way we like it. Yes, sirree, Bob. Oh, my goodness. Hello, everyone. How are my friends on this hump day? What is going on with you all? How are you, bees? Looks like a lively bunch already popping in. And, already out the look at Cardi popping in there with a super sticker already. Cardinal Sim, what's up, dude? Good to see you, man. Thank you for the $9.99 super sticker. You were too generous as always. I really appreciate that, buddy. Hope you are doing well, Cardi. Let's see. And not too much in the way of show notes other than, of course, tomorrow night, the clubhouse is in session. Clubhouse is here. Well, I think I'll be on with Tom and the gang Midnight's Edge After Dark before that, of course, with those wonderful fellow ladies and gentlemen over there. And then, of course, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Same Clobby time, same Clobby channel. Mark and Raquel will join me for tomorrow night's spectacular clubhouse. And I am looking forward to that as always. Friday, I will be on our good buddy Dadman Walking's channel at, I believe it is, I want to say 7 Eastern, so 6 Central. I think so. We're talking some NFL playoffs there. Then later at 8:30 with Nick and the Comic Shop gang reviewing number 3 of the Infinity Gauntlet. And then, of course, I think I'm going to have to get some confirmation on this. I may be on the show Saturday morning on Brandon the Anime Guy show. I think that's the Saturday morning. I will get more confirmation about that and announce it tomorrow when I'm sure. But also there will, of course, be Saturday Night Star Trek. Thank you all for being there with us who joined us last week, and 4 more episodes of Saturday Night Star Trek for your reviewing pleasure. Looking forward to that. And with that, let's look at the chat. See whom we have here. All right. Hey, J-Man, what's up, buddy? Let's shout our fantastic wrenches out first. Because that is, whether they're here or not, I like to get the wrenches announced because they're such great friends who comes to as many shows as they can and hang out with us and help out and have been such great friends, as are you all. The great Eric K, the bronze wrencher himself, the great vindicator wrench of the North, Chris Persia, buddy. Good to see you. Well, thank you for being here, man. Thanks for all you do. The great D Bud Martin. Martin is the wrench of iron. The great god of the wrench, Lord Thoth Avon, lives. Long live the Legion, and shout out to the lovely Lady Thoth. Hungry Boy Buddy, the master of the Claboni and artist of Clobberin Times, and the cover of the magnificent Commander R.M. Briggs book, Science Fiction Tales. And again, the aforementioned J-Man, the wrench without fear, my partner in crime on Earth B. Good to see you there, buddy. Had a fantastic time on Earth B with you on Monday night. That was just a blast, my friend, and I cannot thank you enough. Can't wait to go back. Super Wrench Kal-El, buddy. Hey there. And of course, Mial, the wielder of Mjolnir wrench. Mjolnir wrench. Maddie's daddy. And Phantom Outsider, who wrenches himself in the Phantom Zone. He's a phantom. All right. So let's see who else is up and tonight with our bad selves. Wagner, what's up, buddy? Good to see us. Jit Mitchell, hello there, my friend. Good to see you, sir. Always great to have you here. Let's see who else. Larry. Great to see you, my friend. Let's see here. The aforementioned great Cardinal Sen, Gil. Thank you, buddy. Always good to see you. Brian Hepburn. There, Brian. Let's see here. I think I got most of everyone who's here already, but let's just be thorough here. All right. Well, okie dokie-ness. That's everyone so far. Of course, I think it is. Anyway, we'll call out anyone who shows up. Good to see you, my friends, on Wild Card Wednesday night. And I'm not necessarily doing a theme show about wildfire. I just figured Wild Card, it's wild. And they call him Wildfire. And he's a great member of the Legion of Superheroes. And one day, who knows? I'll probably do a whole show about him. Death Ray. What's up, Death Ray? Good to see you, my friend. Thank you so much for the $2.99 super sticker. Appreciate it. And it's good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Always a pleasure, my friend. And again, like I said, J-Man, dude, that was a lot of fun the other night. I'm Hey, Lemon Pie. Hello there. Like I said, I don't know. It's never that great or gigantic of an audience we get for those things because we're on a little bit earlier, and the views don't go that much. They're okay. It doesn't matter if there was one person watching it though, because I know it's kind of an eclectic thing to do the Earth B stuff, and not everybody's interested in reviews of old comics. But man, I don't care. I have so much fun doing that. I have fun reviewing any comic. It's so much fun reviewing comics, no matter what they are. But there's something special about that, and of course, you make that happen, J-Man, and you make it great. That just sitting there, enjoying the wackiness of Bob Haney. Oh yeah, for live, that was pretty good, J-Man. Hello there, Michelle O'Rourke Johansson. Good to see you, my dear. I hope you're doing all right. It's great to see you. Hope everything's going well with that newborn. Hey, oh my goodness. Masters Maniac Mexico. Just happy to be there, mostly listening, but even that brings blood back to me. I'm so I'm so glad to see you here, my friend. It does my heart good to see you. I hope you're doing better. I hope you're just having a great day. And uh, hey, oh my goodness, and also a beautiful face that always cheers me up is the lovely Sherry. Hey, Sherry. Sherry, baby. It's good to see you. Beautiful girl. Thank you for dropping in. We really appreciate that. Long live the Legion of Memers. Thank you, Eric K, for the $5 super chat. Clobby, when I was watching, I was not listening. When I was listening, I was not watching. Well, that's a fair cop. Everybody, thank you, everyone. Let's get those M's in there from Monsters Maniac Mexico. It is just so good to see you there, Matt. Masters Maniac Monsters said monsters. Listen to me. I can't even read. No, sorry about that. Sorry about that, MMM. Get those MMMs for MMM. Thank you. Oh my goodness. There we go. So, oh my goodness. Well, wild card Wednesday night. I think I want to use this night for I want to use wild card Wednesday nights for more topic stuff because it is a wild card. And the open show, it's good for the open show as well. I'm gonna try. I got to get Flash to come back to do some shows with me and stuff like that. But right now, I'm just trying to decide what to do. It's not always the easiest to find a topic since you don't, when you don't cover new stuff. It's not so easy to find some new stuff. You're just anything to talk about. So yeah. I mean, it's pretty easy for the clubhouse because we all bring in something, and I don't know. Eric O'Sullivan, what's up, dude? He says, "Hey, man, what about your new comic book?" Oh, I already talked about that. Or did I talk about that? I did talk about that last week. If you're talking about the comic about last week, yeah, Avengers: War Across Time. I did talk about that in a good bit, Eric, on that one. And it's good to see you, buddy. By the way, and again, shout out to the lurkers and also the rewatchers. People watching on the rewatch or download. I really appreciate it. Oh, just got in from the pub, eh? Oh, there you go. Did you get new comics today, or did you go get new comics somewhere? Did anyone get any new comics today? I was told even for people who buy new stuff, it wasn't even a big week. But I would do a show about wildfire, but I need another Legion fan to do that. You did get new comics, so there you go. I know some people are still getting them. Do you think sharing some of my stories along with my poetry was the right choice, Clobby? Says Michelle. Depends on where you share them there, Michelle, but it's always good to put your stuff out there. Don't be afraid to do that. I can tell you that much. Hungry boy. We need the Clobby written comic book with the humor and appreciation of big artists. Well, yeah, you know what? I used to want to write them. I've written a couple of comics, like just some scripts and things for me in there, and just like have some movie scripts and things like that. But when I used to be an aspiring writer, but I never went very far with any of it. It just I probably didn't have the patience, and certainly didn't have the confidence. And there's what you need the most if you're going to be a writer. I mean, you don't have to be one to know this. That if you're going to be one, you got to have the confidence to put your stuff out there and not worry about what people are going to think about it. Because I've learned a long time ago It doesn't matter how popular something is, how you know, even the most popular things out there has its detractors. I mean, there's certain things, just a few things in that rarefied air that almost seem to never get criticized, or you never hear a bad thing about them. But then there's always you meet somebody that hates it. You go, wow, I never knew anyone didn't like that. Even but and not just is not interested in it; they actually hate it. So there's always going to, no matter how well liked something is, there's always going to be someone that doesn't like it, and that works both ways. Something that's generally not very well liked, there's someone out there that likes it. I can guarantee you that. I can guarantee you that. There's some, like I said, it works both ways. Something that's really, really popular that people love. JT Kirk, good to see you, bro. There's someone that just is not a big fan, and then it works the completely other way. That's what, yeah. Oh, Eric O'Sullivan, that's you with the Orville, meaning you're not an Orville fan, or you are an Orville fan. Because I was an Orville fan, and then the third season took care of that. Yeah, Chris Persia. Yeah, you got to have thick skin if you're going to put yourself out there. You do indeed. You do indeed. So, okay, there you go. It wasn't your bag. D. Bud Martin, that's Eric K's job to talk about Wesley, not yours, isn't it? Yeah. Stuart Mitchell says, been listening to some of your old Blog Talk Radio podcasts going back to 09. Oh, I'm sorry. Those things are terrible. Oh, you can see how terrible those shows were, Stuart, but nevertheless, I very much appreciate that. I didn't think anybody ever listened to those things anymore. They were very crude, and I had a lot of fun doing it, though. I mean, otherwise I wouldn't be doing it now. But those shows were pretty crude on BTR, but I am flattered that you did that, man. There was a time I was doing that thing off of my phone. That old BTR web, broadcast was very crude, had terrible sound. I didn't know what the hell. Well, I still don't know what the hell I'm doing, but you know what I mean. I was, one thing about the old BTRs, I used to get a little bit more worked up than I do now. Kind of misbehaved a little bit on some of them, anyway. Once in a while, I get on a rant. I know you're all shocked by that because I don't rant anymore, but yeah. But thank you, Stuart. Again, I'm flattered, though. Yeah, JT, I'm the same deal. I did not like season 3 of the Orville. Uh-oh. Are you cooking, Steve? Oh, yeah, it's a couple hours earlier. Of course you are. Keep forgetting the time differential. Excuse me, everyone. I must mute the cough here. That's that time of year where allergies started acting up. And this weather where I live, folks, it can be really nice and chilly one day and hot and muggy the next. We're up and down, so it can really mess you up. And that's where I am about right now. I'm like, oh, God. Feeling all run down and messed up from these stupid allergies and crap like that. Just, What do you think? What do you think about specific shows as far as comics go? And I might do this on the Monday night show rather than the Wednesday night show, but certainly like a show devoted to one character. I've done that a little bit before, but maybe a more obscure character. Well, like a Wildfire, for example. Maybe not a whole show, but like a whole half segment of a show. Wesley. Get out of here with the Wesley. Yes, Eric, I'll take some soup with the old Yepnikita. Yes, sir. Hello, computer. You like that, Jay? Man, I was thinking about doing a JT doing something like that. Wildfire being one of them because I love Wildfire. And they call him Wildfire. Sorry. JT says, did you ever watch the original Quantum Leap? Was it any good? Amazon is doing a reboot of it. I'm scared. Well, it's NBC. I think it's NBC is the reboot, I believe, JT. I'll make a confession about Quantum Leap. I never cared much for it. I have my back in the 80s when I was married at the time. And my then wife loved the show and I didn't. And so I wasn't allowed in the room, anywhere near the room when she was watching it. Yeah, jambalaya and gumbo. Yep. So I was not a fan of the show. However, it's well loved and well respected by many people who I respect, and they loved it. So, hey, Death Ray says, I think it'd be cool to do a Clobby Essential History of Comic Book Characters. That would be, I might do something like that. I was thinking about something like that. Thank you, Death Ray. Original Human Torch, Larry says, yeah. Oh, God, yeah. Like just a character, just basically pick one character to talk about. Their history, of course, and, something like that, just a stream about. Thing is, there really are loads of channels already that do really good videos about specific characters, some that I watch myself. But it's just, as far as in this case, it'll be more of a Clobberin Times type of a free-flowing conversation about a character. See, here's the thing about that, and like Hungry Boy mentioned. All right, back when Quantum Leap first popped up on television, that was at a time when science fiction or anything like it, with anything remotely resembling it, science fiction, fantasy, what have you, it wasn't popular like it is now. So every time, whenever there was one of the networks would take a shot on a science fiction related or fantasy type of a show or of a genre show, there wouldn't be like 50 of them to compete with. There would be like maybe one or two per year at most. At most. You read the TV guide fall preview, and you'll see maybe one show mentioned in there that is of a science fiction type of a deal there. And so you were pretty starved for it back then, as if you were a science fiction geek. So whatever came on, you gave it a shot. It's about, whatever the premise was, space, anything, superhero type related types of similarity, or I don't know, fantasy, like I said, or again, time travel, whatever it was, you gave it a shot. And so that means science fiction, the room for a science fiction show was at a premium. If one came along and it bombed, you'd be like, oh man, they're not going to do any more shows like this anymore. JT Kirk says, I have the same issue with some of the shows. The wife has to kick me out of the room. Can't stand daytime. Oh yeah, exactly. So, the Belisario, whoever it was that was trying to sell, excuse me, Quantum Leap. Even initially, he pitched that show, and I'll get to that question in a second, Eric. I promise. He pitched that show initially as an anthology drama, but when the network said we don't really want that because you don't have any recurring characters, he used a science fiction gimmick, science fiction or science fantasy gimmick to do, drama, small introverted drama morality plays with Quantum Leap. But he needed, basically it was, and then there you go. It was a Twilight Zone morality play using a science-like skill. Thank you. Wow. We're on the same page there, Hungry Boy. And, of course, at that time, that pissed me off. And it still pisses me off. But at that time, it's not like, look, now there are 50 million science fiction shows out there. So if one comes along and bombs, whatever. But back then, it was pretty important. Back then, it was a pretty big deal because you were only going to get so many science fiction or genre shows. So I resented it for that. It was just we called it some buddies of mine used to call it a chick show. Now I found out later that a lot of males, a lot of friends, a lot of men like the show, and that's fine. But I just it was kind of and I didn't even like Scott Dracula that much till I saw him on Enterprise. Now I love him on there. But I didn't want to watch Enterprise because of him. And then, hey. So here's going back to what Eric asked. Eric says, here's a good Wildfire question. What is your second favorite Wildfire uniform? Nothing is better than the original. So much so, Eric, I don't have a second favorite. As much as it was a really interesting story and idea that what Quizlet did with him later, giving him physical form, it bothered me because I love that uniform so much. I mean, they tweaked it a little. Hello, Mr. Angel. Good to see you. Oh, man. Doomcock had a Velma rant. I'm sorry I missed that. I got to find it. But I don't have a second favorite one, dude. I mean, because that's Wildfire's costume right there, or his outfit. I know they tweaked it here and there, but each artist kind of, maybe kind of fiddled with it a little bit. But that original and the one he had, throughout the Bronze Age is the only one, my friend. Like I said, it was a pretty interesting story when Quizlet gave him human form for a while, but it just kind of also took away from the character. I don't know if you remember that. Am I the only one that loved Quizlet? Yeah. I can't wait. I got to do some more Legion talk. Got to have some more Legion talk. Remember when we had the Global Geek Gang had the Legion of Superheroes roundtable? That was fun. That was fun. We had some fun on the old Global Geek Gang. So yeah, Drake Burroughs is a great character. What I don't know, I'm not sure what it is, what it says about me that I love the tragic characters so much. Indeed, J.T. Kirk, long live the Legion. LLL, buddy. Excuse me. So, yeah, that was fun though. So, Deathray says Comicology had a whole bunch of folks laid off. It was oh, really? They ruined the Comicology. Amazon ruined. Look, it wasn't that great anyway, but it was useful for some people. Like I have a buddy of mine who still loves to read older comics, and his eyesight's. He's still a collector. He buys the hard copies and collects them, but he can't do much with them now because he can't really see that well. And the digital comics are so much easier to read on his iPad and stuff. And every time they would have one of those really cool sales and stuff, really dirt cheap older stuff, he would buy a lot of that stuff on there. And now they've ruined it. I mean, I will not touch Comicology anymore. They can go to hell. They're awful. And now you're telling me that they're laying people off? Well, that figures. Hello there. The lovely Lisa is here. What's up, lovely? Always good to see you, my dear. So Comicology, they were killed over. They destroyed themselves about a year ago. Death Race. So that doesn't surprise me at all that they're laying people off. I mean, they used to have some really good deals on stuff, and then they stopped with that. Their interface is so pathetic. I remember when they changed over to Amazon, You can't find it anymore. You can't. It was they hid all of my comicsology stuff. I still have a lot of stuff that I bought on comicsology. It's a pain in the ass. It is a pain. I mean, it's ridiculous to get to. And so, you know what? I'm not going to bother. I won't use them for digital anymore. I'll do it another way. I'm one of those. I know it gets me in trouble, or it gets people say, you're. It's heresy to say that you like digital, but I think it has its uses. Because when it comes to comics, the most important thing is we got to understand that a lot of that older paper is not forever, and it's become very rare, and therefore we all know that the old back issues have become rare. So it's great that they reprint all these comics so they can keep the work going and keep the creations going. But that's the most important thing. Making gumbo. Look at that. Maddie's dad's making some gumbo, everybody. Yeah, my mom makes really good gumbo. She made some a couple of weeks ago, but it was good. Steven says, I agree, comicsology is really going downhill. I do like the idea of digital comics for archival backup purposes, though. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people prefer digital. Of course, it takes up space. Pick up Mark Wade and Dan Morrow's World's Finest number 11. I've heard that's good. Even though Wade's a nut job, he can still write sometimes, I guess. My first issue of that, everyone has been raving about it. It really pays off reading. Kind of just not a good human being from things. He's a crap bag, really, to be honest. Or he certainly carries himself very poorly. But he's written some good stuff. Yeah. Well, and look, Eric, I'm totally with you there, brother. I mean, Eric said Wade is a great example of how I don't have to care about a creator's views in politics and still buy it. They're shite. No, look, and I'm the same way. But he's one of those kind of gone above and beneath and below. Actually, he's kind of gone off the deep end to the point where it's tough to even give him give him a pass. But yes, he's still written some great stuff. We reviewed J-Man and I reviewed Kingdom Come last year. Oliver Belamonte. Good to see you, Oliver. So, yeah, I think digital's fine because the important thing is comics. I love my boy 24. You get mad at me. I love you out there, brother. And he's a big. I love that he believes in buying the physical copies. I know he loves the collecting aspect. I have a lot of dear friends of mine. They're comic book collectors that do the collecting thing. I'm actually not, and never have been really a collector per se. I collect what I want, but my love is the art form first. The art form, the mostly, if not extinct, coughing up blood art form of words and pictures, the art form of comic books. And I love it dearly. And when they started to, when it was really starting to catch on, late 30s, early 40s, and what have you, the format that it was printed on was just the format that was there. It was the hand they were dealt. It was just what they had to work with. You drew it on paper, you published it on paper in the newspaper for the strips, and in these staple back pamphlets for the newsstands. Just the way it was. It was on, and people like to say they love the newsprint. Hey, newsprint's fine. It does it makes a comic deteriorate a little bit more. But I've heard a lot of people say they don't like all this slick, fancy paper. I hear you. But that doesn't really bother me. Yes, I do love the smell of an old comic book. But what came out of the heads and the hearts and the hands of these creators, these writers, these artists who put pen to paper and and pencil to paper and all this stuff and colors and all the things, the paper was just the vessel. So in other words, when some of my friends say they hate archive books or masterworks or other trade paperback compilations or reprints or digital, I just don't agree, because that work does not deserve to be confined to the one time it was printed. It doesn't. It deserves an existence beyond its first printing, just like books do too. Books change format, not so much format, but they reprint over and over again. They get special editions, other editions, and no one bats an eye. But some comic books, so many people the collector's market took hold so much in somewhere around the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and moving up, that people would say they don't like the reprint comics. When what's more important, the value these look. Again, I'm part of the collector's market in the sense when I was in the business, and and since I have a lot of friends who do love the collecting angle, but my primary interest in comic books is the art form itself, the stories, the characters, the art, of course, the art. So the paper's just the vessel. And that doesn't mean I do think it's cool that those comics are worth a lot because they're worth a lot because they're becoming more and more scarce. But remember, they're also coming from a time where print runs were just massive and gigantic. Nevertheless, it's still just as valid to get the trade paperback, the masterworks, the archives. Now, I don't like it when they fiddle with them and recolor stuff too much or change too much. But it's the comic that matters the most. And if 100 years from now people can read a digital and it's still the same comic that didn't get mucked about with, and it's the same story, that's what matters for me. That's just the way I look at it. Keely Chow, Roll Tide. Let's see. Let me star some stuff here so I can talk about them here. All right. Okay, let's see. Hungry Boy says, I'm happy with digital if the scans of the newsprint looks like the newsprint. Otherwise, it's like CGI infected fixed episodes of Star Trek TOS. Yeah, you're going to be very disappointed in me, Hungry Boy. But I don't mind those CGI episodes of Trek, the remasters. Believe me, I don't need them. They weren't necessary. They could have left Trek the way it was. But I believe that if they when they first came out, I thought they were kind of fun to look at, but it didn't change my perception of Star Trek. And it doesn't really, as long as it doesn't affect the story, I can take it or leave it. And it's kind of, it's fun to watch. If some of it was badly done, some of it was okay to varying degrees of quality, but it didn't bother me. The only thing I don't like about it is if people think it has to be that way to get other people into it. If you need those CG effects to get into the show, then you're not you're not Star Trek material for me. But that's just me. So I really do understand where you're coming from. It just never bothered me that much because it's not like George Lucas who's screwing with his movies with his stupid special editions. I hate that when when you do things that affect the story and change crucial bits and scenes of the movie. That's what I hate. But these remasters don't do anything to the story in Trek. And these are the things they would have done if they had access to that kind of technology at the time. Nevertheless, I hear you. And another thing that's good about it is if you get like the modern day Blu-rays or whatever, you have an option. You can watch those, the ones you hate, the CG ones, or you can toggle and you can turn it on and watch the old one. And of course, I still have all my old ones anyway. You can watch the old version, which I like that they left that choice, unlike Mr. Lucas. JT Kirk says, I really enjoyed the paper on ISOM number one book. ISOM, yeah, ISOM number one, sure. And it was printed in the USA, which a lot of the other trash out there isn't. Yeah. ISOM, well, hail to the great Eric July, the Ripper. Jamin said, I buy trades and omnibuses and digital, etc. That's how I read the first 50 issues of FF. Otherwise, I'd never have read them. Yep. That's what you got. There ain't no other way to read them. You're not going to get the originals. Thank goodness that these great comics are perpetuated like that. Deathray says, I live in a small city, so if I really want to read something, I go digital because it's not physically available in my community. Well, there you go. There you go. Hungerbush says, yes, but the art was designed for the paper, and when digitized, a lot of the finesse of the inking gets lost and the coloring is changed drastically. I can see that. I understand that. And I'm not too fond of some of the way they handle the colors and inking and stuff. But it's still, that paper that's just what was available at the time, that paper. And it was still came out of, I still wouldn't want that to be the only obstacle to go, well, because, for someone to say, we're not going to put this on any other paper or digitize it anyway, because it only belongs on that original paper. That's all I'm saying. I'm glad it's getting continued. And they were reprinting and messing around with stuff even when they were still doing it on newsprint. I'm just saying I'm not against reprints. And I think that's kind of basically where I'm coming from. Reprints are fine because that's more important. The story and the art's more important than the value of the original comic. Maddie says, Mr. Okay, you do. I can confirm it. Mr. Angel does have a transporter. I can confirm that. No, I can't. Leebot says, I love the old reprint comics. It was the only way to read the old stories before, stores came around. Yep, Marvel Tales, Marvel's Greatest Comics, Marvel Triple Action. Yeah. Claude Salling, hey there. Snuggy Jr., hello there. Welcome. I don't think I've seen you here before, Snuggy. Good to see you. Hey, Chef Nick Nero. Another newbie I'm popping in there. Good to see you. Says, I like omnibuses. I don't like suspense. I like to Google and Google the end of the movie while I'm watching. I'm weird. Well, so am I. I'm weird, but I hear you. I'm weird too. We all are. If you're here, you got to be weird. That's a prerequisite. Hey, Chris Persia's running. Hey, Chris Persia, sorry, buddy. I'm sorry you're not feeling well. Get better, my friend. Let's see. Deathray says, I didn't mind the FF fixes in Star Trek The Motion Picture because I know that production was rushed to release. Oh, yeah. Well, they did a great job with that, with the director's cut there. Keely Chow, I've heard that. I am a Buffy fan, but I've heard the remasters are messed up. I haven't heard much more than that, but I've heard, yeah, I hear you. Kalel says, I agree with that too, Globby. As long as the new VFX don't interfere with the story, it's fine. I look at it this way. If Gene and Co. had access to that tech in the 60s, they'd have used it. At Clobberin Times, have you been watching the Mark Millar podcast interviews? They're bloody amazing. I have not. I'm not the biggest Mark Millar fan out there. Got to admit, Hungry Boy. I like some of his comics here and there, but I don't like a lot of some of the things he does. Although I've gained some respect for him over the past couple of years because he does care more about doing good comics. He doesn't get. He's not a big W word kind of guy. Yes, Snuggy Jr., I'm with you there. I like the collections. I love me a good deal on an old a trade paperback with some great stuff in it. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Back this thing up a little bit. Be good, buddy. Um, excuse me. Eric says, I love the original coloring of Watchmen. Oh yeah, by John Higgins, wasn't it? If I'm remembering right, I think that was the original Watchmen was colored by John Higgins. Yes, sir. Love it. Eric says, Millar has been interviewing old school creatives. Bendis, ugh, hate him. Sean Gordon Murphy, have no opinion about him one or the other word. Dan Didio, ugh, screw 52. To name a few. They're long form and 2 hour, but really, okay, no, I got you. Good. No, I like the idea that interviews like that. Not a Bendis fan, buddy. Can't stand him. I have nothing against one way or the other, Shogard Murphy, but Dan Didio, ugh, boy. Steve says, Manny says, I think they should release both the original and CG enhanced on DVD so that people can make their choice from when this. They did. That's exactly what they did. Maddie's daddy, Steve, the big Blu-ray set for the 50th anniversary, and even the other Blu-ray sets of, if you're talking about Star Trek: The Original Series, they have a choice. You can watch it either way, and they even have a feature on the big 50th anniversary set that I have that you can toggle back and forth between the two to compare the old with the new one, the new shot, which is again all I asked for. All I ask is a tall ship. That's all I asked for. Just like if George Lucas, he screwed around with Star Wars with his stupid special editions. Now, granted, there's a lot more horrible things that have been done to Star Wars later. But at that point, that was pretty bad. Matthew Pounder, what's up, buddy? But he gave you the choice, or with Trek, they gave you the choice. Lucas didn't. But with those stupid special editions. So there you go with that. Oh, starting to get a cough. That's man, stupid ass allergies. Dave Raybarn, what's up, cuz? You deserve a dreadnought class vessel, Clobby. Thank you, buddy. I like a dreadnought vessel, especially the one from the old original series blueprints with the third nacelle on it. That's cool. Yeah, that'd be nice. NyQuil, it'll have to be. Nah, I'm fine. I should probably turn the AC off. Well, it was hot today. And now it's not so hot. Well, actually, it's not cold either. So, oh well. I'll take the night. Yeah, yep. Of course, Larry wants the NCC 17101. No bloody A, B, C, or D. Meanwhile, I'm still PO'd that we never got a Gilcade Wildfire inked by John Beatty. Well, of course. It's green. The TOS 1701 is perfection. I adore my Eagle Moss. Poor old Eagle Moss. Gone but never forgotten. Starfleet Battles. Is that a role-playing game or a video game or what there, David? Excuse me, everyone. And they call him Wildfire. Let's see. Yes, Hungry Boy. Well, Dave Cockrum's the greatest of the Wildfire artists, but Jim Sherman did a pretty damn good one too. James Sherman was an interesting kind of artist. Yeah. Man, it's getting cold up in here for some reason. It's only 72 degrees. I'm going to go turn my AC off. 2 seconds, folks. Let's see. Before I do that, I should probably play some music, right? Yeah. There you go. You like that? Just kidding. Sorry, I had to go turn my stupid AC off. Whew. Oh, okay. Yes, it is a great song, Wildfire. Love that one. Who was that by America? Starfleet Battles. Okay, yeah, that was a board game thingy. Okay. All right. I had a buddy of mine that made one of those Trek role playing games, like D&D type or whatever, back in the 80s. But I do seem to remember Starfleet Battles. Star Trek Starfleet Gold Edition from David. Okay. Got you covered. Why? Yeah. Yes. Lift music. Yep. Okay. Oh my goodness. So yes, we'll do we're gonna do another Legion special this year. They've got to at least have one Legion special a year. We got the reviews going next Monday. Monday night I'm gonna review something. Monday night I'm gonna review a surprise. No, I don't know what I'm gonna do though, but I'll do one. Yes, Dave Cockrum's spaceships. He did do one that was a variation on the Enterprise. Man, I think my phone's lying to me about the. There's no reason I can be this cold when it's 72 degrees outside. Even my stupid AC couldn't do that. I think it's lying. Okay, Wildfire was by Michael Martin Murphy. Okay. I don't even know the the chorus because it's got the word wildfire in it. But what do you know? Yeah, there you go. He's my favorite Legionnaire, not named Superboy or Monel. He's the best, except for those two. And they call him what? I'm sorry. It's a habit. I don't even know any of the rest of the song. What is that song about even? Can someone tell me? Starboy, eh? Yeah, it was the name of a horse. Right. It was the name of a horse. Yes, JT Kirk. He is the M5 computer. It said, how will you pay for your acts of murder? This unit must die. 'Cause 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 Could you be a little more specific when you say the Surfer Saga there, Steve? I mean, which it starts. I mean, it just depends on where you want to start with the Surfer Saga. Oh, I love Val Armour. Oh yeah, Ed. Oh yeah, Eric. I love Ed. I was calling you Ed for some reason. Sorry, Eric. I love me some Val Armour. So yeah, Steve, the great Mark C and I did a couple years ago review the coming of Galactus, which was of course the beginning of the Silver Surfer Saga. Oh, thank you, Lisa. Hoot owl howling out my window now, part of Wildfire song. Okay. Now I'm going to have to dig that song up. You can tell me? I mean, I guess you could start with like his own series that he had. Yeah. It just depends on which Surfer Saga you mean. We can review that. How about that John Byrne one shot with the Silver Surfer? I hear you, Lisa. His girlfriend's horse breaks out of his stall in a blizzard and gets lost here. And the girl goes searching for Wildfire and also, oh, wow, dies in the blizzard. Waggle. Gotcha. Not to be confused with they went through the desert on a horse with no name. If I ever had a horse, we had horses when we were kids, by the way, Mom. If I ever had a horse, I would name him Wildfire. I had one of the Jeff Johns issues of the Lightning Saga. Yeah, that was pretty good. It was really fun because it was our restored Bronze Age Legion. Yes, sir. It was kind of that. Yeah, and that's why I liked it. And it was Superman without Lightning Lad and Batman and his two best friends. Didn't Batman fight Karate Kid in that one? Is that the one where Batman fought Karate Kid? I can't remember. I don't know, JT. The Thor Surfer Saga. You mean that issue number 4 of the Silver Surfer? Oh, Surtur, not Surfer. The Thor Surtur Saga. Okay, that's different. But we're going to do the Simonson Thor one first, aren't we? I would have to dig up that Wildfire song. Excuse me. Well, you know what? It works though because he's also a very tragic comic book character, Wildfire. Just as that song is tragic, it works because. What year was that song come out? Did it come out before the character of Wildfire came out? I wonder. But it works, it works because the Drake Burroughs, the character of Firefly, is a very, very sad origin. Oh, okay, so they didn't fight in that one. Thank you, Eric. It's been quite a while. Zachariah, what's up, my friend? Good to see you. Zachariah. Dave. What's happening, Dave? Good to see you, David Lopan. Okay, the song Wildfire was 1977, says Lisa. Well, the character was released a few years before that, meaning the DC Legion of Superheroes character. So, there you go. Yes, Matthew Pounder, that's right. Bob Haney wrote a lot of Filmation stuff. Flash Gordon Filmation credits, Bob Haney in the credits. He did a lot. Look, after DC kind of tossed him out or was start using him less and eventually tossed him out, Bob Haney definitely did a lot of scripts and stuff for animated animated thingies. He show enough did. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yep, the Simonson one. Yeah, I know it is, but was it the first? Don't you want to start? Was Surtur the beginning though, or is it in the early saga? Was it later? I can't remember, man. And I know that we'll do it from a trade paper, well, maybe like a trade paperback standpoint in terms of in chunks. All I know is, of course, that Thor 337 is the first Simonson issue. Boy, did we under order on that one and 338. Man, oh man. Yeah, the Silver Surtur. Yes, it could be, sir. Nice. Well, oh my goodness. This is catching up to me. Damn it, I had to cough again. I'm glad they got a cough button here. Cough button here. Oh my god, a cough button there. Oh dear. So I guess I reckon that I'm gonna commit to 2 topics. 2 Wednesdays we'll have topics and 2 will be open. And 2 Mondays we'll have have double not only 2, but at least have double features. And not double features, we'll have a double feature, 2 will have opens, and the other Monday shows will have topics. Well, I want to get topics out there. Mark D with AC. What's up, dude? Secret code word card blanche if you are so inclined, but no biggie. But yes, excuse me. It's just so much easier to do this with a topic, to be honest with you. So much easier. And we have plenty to, Earth B is taken care of, but we got a lot of other stuff too. Like I said, next Monday night is going to be a review of something, and I'm going to try to get that announced by tomorrow. Really short notice theater, but what can you do? That's exactly right, Hungry Boy. No sea bugs. Yeah. So, well, what are you gonna do? Maybe we'll. Yeah. No. I've been thinking about going back to making some videos. I believe that the Surtur saga was let yourself in, of course, buddy.
Hey,
welcome.
Hey,
welcome. What's up, dude? Hey, everybody. Great Mark D with us. He's here.
Yeah, just got back from a political meeting. Yeah, Mr. Angel's right. Yeah, politicians love to talk. Yeah. Well, nothing bad, but just,
Never heard of that.
When you have a meeting with a group and it's I won't say my political affiliation, but it just takes a while. Yeah, all good, but hailed everyone. Yep.
Well, good to see you. Thanks for being here, dude. Let's see. Yes, I know it was. He said it was the whole Simonson run with smaller Sun stories like the Ballad of Beta Ray Bill, but I could be. No, you're probably right, but we'll start from the beginning with it anyway when we do it. So
those are classics. Yep.
Yeah. Thor 3. I bet you have Thor 337.
I'm pretty sure I've got that. Yeah. If not, I must have a repro. Well, I do have the action figure that had that comic in it too, I think, if I'm remembering right.
Well, Beta Ray Bill started a few issues later, didn't he? Or was he the first one?
Was he
337?
No, he was the first one. I think he was.
Yeah, he was 337. That's right.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was definitely 337. But I mean, he was around for a while. But okay, so what was it? We're reviewing on the Friday night comic show, Nick and the gang were reviewing Infinity Gauntlet.
Yep.
And it's weird because in that, he's not Thor, but he is Thor. He's got that. He's Eric Masterson.
Well, that's
at that point, I think,
that's
isn't
Thunderstrike.
he?
That's
Before
Thunderstrike.
he became Thunderstrike, isn't it? Wasn't he pretending to be Thor before he became Thunderstrike or some kind of hockey?
I thought, it's been a while, but Eric Masterson got hurt,
got that weird beard,
injured, and then Thor brought him back to life. And then he, God, I got the whole series, read it all. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, something happened where either Thor went away or Thor died for a while, and then Eric Masterson took over as Thunderstrike. Or no, and then finally when Thor came back, Odin created Thunderstrike, the hammer, and Mjolnir. So Thor had Mjolnir, and then they created Thunderstrike. I could be, my memory. I can't remember much wrong, of that either. But it was something like that. But I always liked Eric Masterson. I thought, people don't like the costumes too 90s, I guess, with the vest and the.
I don't like that weird beard and I didn't like the way he looked at Infinity Gauntlet. Where's
my Eric Masterson figure? I
don't know.
So that was Eric Masterson as Thor. Oh, here's my Eric.
Oh, he was Thor. Then he became originally. Then he became Thunderstrike.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Well, when Infinity Gauntlet came out, I think he was Eric pretending to be going and everyone pretending to be Thor because I think they thought it was Thor or something. I can't remember.
Originally it was he took over Thor. Yeah, it's a convoluted thing. I'm gonna head to my desk. I'm gonna try to switch my microphone here, see if it works with my new headset.
What you doing?
Let's see if it. Oh, is it here? Let's.
Can you still hear me now?
A little bit, yeah. It's not the same.
Yeah, not the same, right? Well, this is my headset microphone, so I can go to my desk.
What you doing?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna show you guys Eric Masterson.
Oh, you don't have action to do that. Figure. Let's just feel like it, yeah.
Well, I got it right here, so I always feel like showing things. So, the reason you collect stuff, right, is to show them to people. So,
Steve says, I would never have known about the Simonson runs of a club. He had not recommended it to me back in the day. Thank you. You're welcome, buddy. Like I said, it got a lot of raves, and no one was expecting that. Oliver Belamonte says DC Comics' new ambitious gimmick of 2023 is called Dawn of DC, as it launches 20 new series and selected fan favorite DC characters and new storylines. Guess we'll have to wait and see. I guess you will. You will have to wait and see. I don't think I'll be seeing it, but I'll listen to you. See what you say about it. There's Eric Masterson. Yeah, this is.
Yeah, with the beard.
This is when he's Thunderstrike, right?
This is Thunderstrike, yeah.
That hammer's weird. Hey, Donnie Pearson.
Yeah, the hammer's like a triangular hammer.
Okay. Yeah, it's weird, huh?
Yeah, you don't want to be on the receiving end of that point, I guess. Yeah.
I guess not.
And he's got his ponytail. It's very 80s, 90s type. Okay, when the heck? Well, this was 90s, I think. Wasn't this Masterson 90s?
Something like that, yeah. I think so.
And of course, he only lasted 25 issues in his own series, unfortunately. So,
but you like
tragic.
That one.
Yeah, it's pretty. I mean, it's it's kind of how you do it, where if you're going to replace the hero, you do it temporarily, and then you have the replacement die of the ultimate sacrifice. So, longtime fans, don't get their character permanently replaced. But yeah, it's I always thought, it's nice to change things up once in a while. I think so. It's not.
No, yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, it was a good. And then he's got a family in the series, and yeah, it was a good. That was a good series. Yeah.
Look at that Magellan you have there. That does.
Yeah, I found
I've never seen that.
Don't you have this? I thought you had.
Why would I have that?
The CD holder one. You have it? Don't you have a Star Trek CD holder?
It's the Enterprise D. It got given to me, so no, I didn't get this one.
Oh, you don't got it?
I didn't know that. I never seen. I know mine's the Enterprise D.
Oh, okay. I thought
my
you had
daughter
the,
found it. My daughter found it at an estate sale for a couple bucks, I guess.
I should put Star Trek movies in here, but I just
Yes,
grabbed
you
one
should.
up. I did a
Nerds.
I put a I did a YouTube short, so I put put the nerds in there. So
Oh.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Little,
It's cool. I
little
didn't know
ship there.
until you opened it. I thought it was just a little toy or something. Where'd you get that?
Yeah, in my basement. I forgot that I had it. I was cleaning up some stuff. I'm guessing I got it. Oops, Magellan got tripped up there. Where the heck did I probably
Jeez.
probably like a Tower Records or something, or
Oh man,
somewhere
that's
like
pretty
that.
cool.
But yeah, it's a nice. I like that shuttle. It goes back to the old shuttlecraft, so it's
TNG
not.
one, yeah.
But I
It's
mean,
a little snubby, but it's all right.
yeah, but it honors
It's tight.
it honors the original.
No, I'm talking about the
no,
I'm talking about the. Yeah, it's not bad. Now, if we're talking about which we prefer, I'll take the original series shuttle over the TNG one any day.
But I mean, they can't do the same exact thing. So at least when you see this,
but it's short. It's smaller too, though.
Well, remember, they didn't have the money to make a big shuttlecraft in the beginning, so they made this short little one, and then later on, when the series made more money, then they went to the bigger shuttlecraft.
Eventually they got a runabout. No, yeah, they had a runabout like the rest of Starfleet in the later season, and the captain's yacht.
Yep.
Did Enterprise D didn't have a captain's yacht though, did it? I know. I think it was just E.
The D,
right?
was, if I remember right, it was just on the blueprints, but they never showed it. And then they finally had it in the captain's yacht and all our favorite movies.
In Resurrection.
And no, Nemesis. They had it in Nemesis. I thought.
No, Resurrection.
They had it. They had it then.
Yeah, but that was E. Yeah. Yes, sir.
What kind of Star Trek?
Remember when he
fan am I?
Remember when he and Worf went down in that to catch Data?
Oh, that was
Interaction.
I thought that was Nemesis. Oh, whatever.
No, sir.
I trust your memory over mine on that. So yeah, definitely.
You're in big trouble if you trust my stupid memory.
Yeah, but they did eventually. They did have the cap. I was correct that they had the captain's yacht in the
captain's
movie.
Yacht.
I guess.
Yeah, no, you're right about that. Yeah, the captain's yacht,
Yeah.
not yacht, it's yacht. No, because there's this whole Monty Python thing. Raymond luxury yacht. No. Oh, sorry, Raymond luxury yacht. Yacht. No. It's pronounced. No, it's spelled Raymond luxury yacht, but it's pronounced throat rubble of mangrove.
Yeah.
You're a very silly man. I don't want to interview you anymore. But I want to be on television. Too bad you can't. No, sorry. All right. I'm just saying. Sorry. I don't know. When I hear, I can't hear the word yacht without thinking of Raymond luxury yacht. I'm sorry. Without thinking of Monty Python slang circus. I'd love something completely different. A man with a tape recorder up his nose. Sorry. I love that. See, Eric knows the score.
He knows the stuff. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, the C in yacht is silent. That much I'm certain.
I know, but it's not silent on Monty Python. Donnie. What are you trying to say, Donnie? Don't correct me, boy. I'll come up there with my sticks. Don't you be correcting me, Donnie Pearson. I know where you live, son. Just teasing.
You're going to sell your yacht down?
Yes. Yeah. Thank you, Donnie. Oh, shit.
I would like a captain's yacht. Yeah.
A captain's yacht. Yeah. So, what if? By the way, what if on Star Trek the captain was a redneck? Now, I love Trip on Enterprise, but he's not kind of a. He doesn't go too overboard. What if the captain of the starship talked like this? Captain's log, star date 13, 17, 16, 15, hike. So we're en route to Squiggles Venturi or whatever hell that plane's called. And out of the blue comes this big cloud looking thing there. And it was just a weird looking, magical looking cloud ride or whatever. And it sure got into our cells, and it took us out of warp, and it got into the warp core. It was really messed up. Golly, Shazam. Never mind.
Well, what would his favorite food be then if it was
If you
redneck
were a redneck?
and
Oh,
no sea bugs, right? Well, he might if he's from
he wouldn't eat
your neck of the woods.
like
He
that.
might
No
have
way.
crawfish though, right? No,
Yeah, no, we wouldn't eat nothing like
it'd
that.
be barbecue.
Hey, son, I ain't ordering no pet, boy. I want me some steer. Yeah, I don't know. I do not know. I do not know. Captain Hank Hill. You them boys been? Oh no, sorry, almost. When I say Hank Hill, remember he did that voice of Anderson on Beavis and Butthead. Then later he took it to Hank Hill. So yeah.
No, that's right.
Fried chicken, indeed. That's what I want. Lisa, now I want fried chicken. Thanks a lot.
That's true. Yeah, I vote for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other thing, well, we did Dread last night on Nick's channel, so I 3D printed this, but this wasn't ready in time. But here's the stop that.
That was a fun show. You guys had a good time, huh?
Yeah, it was good. You got to hang out with Quarter Black Garrett. And,
indeed, Lisa. He's a cool dude, Quarterback Garrett.
Yeah, and he's got a 3D printer too. So I printed this today.
He printed a Judge Dredd helmet, didn't he? And
yeah,
he made a lawgiver.
Nice job. He did a really nice job. Yeah, he's got a video on it, and he's sanding it down. He did a nice job on it, and just slap it together. So I printed this.
Yes,
Dread yesterday.
Yeah, hungry boy.
Today.
That's Sheriff D.W. Pepper or whatever it was. Yeah, secret agent on whose side? Yeah, Clifton James played. He was He might be the only recurring character in a Bond film that wasn't like one of the. I mean, like as far as out there, nothing of a character. But he came back and he was in Live and Let Die, and then Man with the Golden Gun.
Yeah, and Live and Let Die. He's a tourist, isn't he?
Pepper. Yeah, C.W. something Pepper. Sheriff Pepper from Slidell, Louisiana. Yeah. I love it. This is greatness. So you did this?
Yeah, I did this.
Oh,
yeah,
my
Lisa.
God.
Yeah, I was thought it was pretty cool how it came out. So sometimes the details came out pretty nice.
That is cool. I love it.
Yeah,
Jaws
cool
would be another one, Larry.
It's original.
Yeah, Larry's right. Jaws would be another one. That's true. Him and Jaws, though. Not sure there was another one there.
Well, the nice thing about this print, it's the movie, or excuse me, comic version, not the costume from 2012, where they went back and kind of toned down the costume. That's the one thing Stallone had right, and his costume was pretty accurate to the comic.
I am the law, you know. Yeah, boy, what a I have a thing. Look, that movie. If the original stupid Stallone Judge Dredd movie never existed, nowhere near as many people would like Dredd. I'm sorry, because all Dredd gives you better casting. He's Carl Urban's fantastic. He doesn't take his damn helmet off, which is perfect. But it's just a slimy shoot 'em up. There's nothing really about much like the comic book in the movie, other than he's called Judge Dredd. They're called judges. I mean, it's an okay movie from that standpoint. I warmed up to it a little bit the second time when J-Man and I revisited it, but it's still so lacking in true Judge Dreddness. Just bothers me.
But more of the satire you're saying that's missing, and
they left the satire out, and the way I know the budget did this, but it just being in a big shootout inside of a building doesn't thrill me either. For Judge Dredd, there's more, should be more to him than that. But I don't know. There's that too. Let's see. I have a theory on that. The Stallone Dredd was the American lens of Dredd, and inherently British things such as Monty Python, it can be done through America. But Dredd. The movie Dredd was done by British guys, and they weren't really faithful to the comic either. But,
you're saying his character is not like the comic, or it's just more the satire.
Urban's character's like the comic. No, Urban's perfect.
Okay.
It's just that the satire is in Judge Dredd. One of the key points of the comic is satire. This is just a silly, just a a gritty, slimy shoot 'em up with none of the irony, really that much. I mean, it's just not a good story.
Anderson's arc was really good. I thought. I love Anderson's arc where she takes out the guy that's tormenting her and has all those thoughts about her, and then she flips it around. So, that scene when she makes the guy pee in his pants. I thought that was a well done scene. Yeah.
Anderson should have been introduced, and they should have adapted Judge Death. If they would go back and just continue from this and do Judge Death, I would want to see them. That's one of the greatest Judge Dredd stories to me are like Cursed Earth, Judge Caligula, Judge Death, Apocalypse War, some of that stuff. I would love to see something.
I haven't read that. So the interesting thing though is the RoboCop movie is started out as a Judge Dredd movie.
No, it feels like a Judge Dredd film. Yeah, it is a lot like
that's
Judge
right.
Dredd.
It's mentioned. So it's RoboCop is really Judge Dredd in some ways, and this Verhoeven got the satire really right. So that was.
Hey, Donnie Pearson, you're not alone. I'm the only one that doesn't like that movie. Everybody else loves it. So you're in good company with everybody else. I hate it, but I mean, I actually don't. I wanted so much more. And it still bothers me. I wanted so much more out of it. But Carl Urban's great. I would like to see him get a movie that does him justice. Stallone's a crappy casting. Some of the stuff in the Stallone movie was more like a Dredd movie. Mega City 1 looked more like it should. They had the Angel Gang in there. They even had ABC Warriors, which were 2000 AD characters that weren't even having anything to do with Dredd, but whatever. It was weird. You've seen that movie, right?
Which one was that?
The Stallone one.
Oh yeah, long time ago. Yeah, long time ago.
Yeah, it was weird how they did Rico and that, but yeah.
There's a
now I want Judge Dredd to visit
helmet.
Sheriff Clobby. Huh? What's that?
There's a mini Dredd. I made a little helmet. Yeah, just to test it.
Oh,
D-Bud was asking me if I had the plan. Yeah, I just had red in the machine. I just wanted to print a little one just to. See if a lot of times if you're going to do a model, you print something big. You print it small, just to see if it if it works. Because sometimes the model is like to see the X didn't print correctly on that one.
Oh,
I just put some magic marker.
Wow!
But it still looks.
Cool.
Yeah. So yeah. Oops.
Lisa Sandra, you're thinking of Sandra Bullock was in that Stallone movie. The other, not Dredd. She was in a Demolition Man, which was similar, but anyway. So thank you, D-Bud, for that. Now for showing me that. We have a member chat from Death Ray.
Yep,
appreciate it, buddy. Member for 1 month. He says the Clobberin level. We appreciate you, sir. The original RoboCop is close to what Judge Dredd. Yes, it was very much Judge Dredd. I love the original RoboCop. He said, Mark D with a C. Show Clobby the member chat, please.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Well, D-Bud just did that.
Yep.
Thank you. Thanks, Eric.
There's a little.
Look at that.
So I printed a little badge. just quite. I got to print it a lot bigger and color it. But.
Oh yeah, have you ever seen those replica badges?
They have
ones that people cosplayers. Yeah. The people cosplayers make them. Oh God, man.
They must be good.
Oh yeah. I've seen some cosplayers.
I should print one.
Badges.
I should print one full size. Probably wouldn't take too much to do, but
that'd be cool.
That's the fun of a 3D printer. You can print.
Are you gonna paint the
paint? Yeah, I just did. I might leave. No, I printed in like this marble, so I might leave it. So it's if you look, I know the streaming doesn't do it justice probably, but which is a part of the Judge Dredd pun. But it looks kind of like marble. It's got these speckles in it. So that's why I did that, so I didn't have to paint it. So it comes out looking kind of like an actual, an old style statue. So
I could
be lazy. I might I could paint the base maybe, but so it's kind of a. But yeah, you could paint them. Yeah, I was kind of being lazy there. So, and I'm printing another one right now.
Hey,
so
Cam.
I can show you.
Hey, Cam, good to see you, buddy. Sure. That is so cool, man.
So this is that printing. So I'll send one of these to you because I got to put that in the box with the Liberator when I finally finish it. So you can have this one. Since I know you love Dredd, so.
But I love it.
What I do. They did for.
They did come out with some cool action figures of Dredd way back. I forgot exactly when. I got all of them. I got Dredd and Judge Death, the four judges of the apocalypse or whatever.
They have all those figures, yeah.
Cool. So I have some. Yeah, they were pretty good too. I don't know if it was Neck or whoever it was. This was way, way, way back. But I was able to get good Dredd figures at least.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. I don't have any.
You ever read Judge?
I was never really.
You ever read Judge Death?
No, I've only read a couple along the way. That's the one to start with, you think? That's the good starting point, or just?
I started with Judge Caligula. Cursed Earth, but some people started with Judge Death. Is kind of how put it like this: they had these Titan albums that I was getting in the early '80s, and then around mid '80s when Judge Dredd, those albums started getting a little bit popular, and Eagle Comics started reprinting the comics over here in color comics. The first one they did, they had the Brian Boland cover, and the first story they adapted was Judge Death. Most of that story is by Brian Boland because they knew Brian Boland was popular at that point because of Camelot 3000 and what have you. So they started reprinting Judge Dredd in that form and regular comic format reprints, of course. And Judge Death is the one they started with because you get a lot of Brian Boland in that story. I think he did most of it, or you can't say that for most of it. He took over because he was slow. Judge Death is great. Basically, Judge Death is these judges from another dimension just had they went crazy and decided that since crime is committed by the living itself is a crime, so they just kill everybody. That's the way they fight crime.
Talk about the
Apollonie's
M5
minion
computer
and
gone nuts.
The pepperoni. Yeah, so they come into Dredd's. Hey, Ptolemy. And hey, Pupper. I don't know if you can't see the picture, man. It's not coming up.
Yeah, we got it. Yep, no, it's good. Yeah, we see the Pupper. Yeah.
Wow, it took forever.
You see me.
Okay.
Yep, it worked. Yep.
See me. So so he brings the four judges of the apocalypse to kill everybody in Mega City 1. Yep, you have been judged. The sentence is death. He just puts his hand through you, and that's it. And he gaze into the fist of death. And then they got the cover. They got that famous panel with gaze into the fist of Dredd. See, it was that kind of wry humor. Dredd never smiled. The humor was from how humorless he was in his delivery, but everything around him was kind of satire.
Yeah, didn't you? Or there's one line that you said in the comic, and I'm trying to remember what it was. It was about his brother, or
his brother turned evil. Rico, they were born twins, and he got sent to the Titan colony or whatever. And he came all disfigured and stuff, but he came back and had a big fight, and he ends up beating him, and he's carrying him as he's dying. He's carrying him, and Dredd's all beat up because Judge Dredd, let us help you. He must be heavy. He goes, he ain't heavy. He's my brother.
Yeah, that was a line. Yeah, I was remembering. Yeah, see, your memory is good. Yeah, at least I remembered you said that. Yeah,
only for silly shit like that.
Yeah, so JT, this is actually I'm connecting from my computer at home to my computer at work, which is in turn connected to a Raspberry Pi, which is running a webcam and controlling the printer. So what you can do with the Raspberry Pi, not to get too nerdy and geeky, but I can control the Raspberry Pi, little mini it's like a computer that's the size of a communicator basically. And you can actually use it for a lot of cool stuff, and they use it for home control, and a lot of do-it-yourselfers use Raspberry Pis as cheap controllers, but you can actually have a computer. So this is a program you can turn the Raspberry Pi into, and mine, of course, is named, my username is Mando here. And you can see the temperature, you can control the machine. So what it's doing here, I mean, it's really high tech, but low tech. So it's sending, these are all the motions it's sending the machine, each line of code, and they're just coordinates. So it's just telling the machine go to all these, like M120 is the move, and then G1, so X, Y, and Z. I mean, it looks fancy, but it's not. It's just sending the code to move the head basically around with just the coordinates. So why this looks so funny is because this is all the support that's needed to print Dread. So yeah, it's so you print all these things, and these are like really thin pieces, and you kind of break them out of the tube. But anytime there's an overhang on the 3D printer, you've got to have support for it, because it can't, it can't just print in air. It's not like the replicators on Star Trek, where they can just replicate instantly the matter. So you're printing one level at a time. So you gotta, as you go through each level, you need a level to support that. So a lot of this outside stuff, and that's why it's taking so long, is to get that. So like if you're looking at the Dread here, like he needs the support to print that shoulder thing. So when you're seeing that wobble, it's probably because it's going through. Yeah, the base is got to be real steady and heavy. So it's just the wobble of the internet and your perspective, I think. But oh, and Steven's at which version of Raspberry Pi? I have the Pi 3, and I think this one's a Pi 4. No, I think they're both a 3 and then the 3 Plus. But I've had them for years, and once they're running the printer, you don't really, need to upgrade them, because it's not using a ton of processing power. But it's yeah, you can do the classic video games. Yeah, they make the arcade version. You can actually buy them too, even if you don't know how to put it together. You can buy like a version. I forget what they call it, something Pi-cade or something like that, or I'm forgetting what the name. But yeah, you can they've got like hundreds of video games on the little Raspberry Pi. So that's pretty fun too. So
those little tiny things, like at the con, we ran to a table with this guy selling these. I mean, they look like little miniature Nintendo games that were like small, that could fit in your hand. They're tiny, and they had hundreds and hundreds of arcade games on them.
Yeah, the Retro Pi. Yeah, thank you, JT Kirk. Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about? So make any sense?
Yeah, the
you
little.
Know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. No. Yeah. The little tiny video game. Yeah, I've got one for like Pac-Man, and then there's also a MAME machine.
But they have hundreds of games on them, though.
Yeah, they make
these come. They're the. It looks like a little like a miniature. Nintendo's been shrunk to the size of Orac when he shrank himself that time. And it's got you cover the controller, but it's got that little tiny thing. Yeah, and you know what I'm talking about? What I'm talking about? But has hundreds of games on it.
Switch mics back. Yeah,
arcade games.
Yeah, those little like here I could show one here. Let me stop the show.
Because this had a table at the con. This guy was selling them. I mean, they weren't super cheap. I mean, it's like $300 and $500, a couple of these things. But I mean, they're loaded.
Yeah, like they had an Atari version, and they had a let me shrink this guy down here.
Yeah, they had Atari. They got a Nintendo one. They got all these. I don't know if they're just shaped like that or whatever, but because this is not.
Well, yeah,
these unauthorized. This is some guy making these things.
Well, some of them are authorized. Like they had the Atari, mini Atari. I'm trying to figure what they call that, but they had all kinds of clones of these.
I just remember. You know who else was at that con? I was telling you how the bootleg booths are no more. Well, they're still coming.
Yeah.
This guy he came to this one. The guy got kicked. They won't let him go to Dragon Con, but he's come here. He was back at this one in New Orleans. So some guys are still having those bootleg tables.
They get around. You got around it, I guess, or yeah.
Oh yeah, talk to him.
Let him in. Yep. Atari flashback. My memory. Yeah. So this is.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, this is what I was just going to show here. Yeah. So yeah, you can buy like an Atari.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm talking about. But yeah, and then I'm talking about. Oh, good.
Well, they also have like MAME. Like here's the Retro Pi. If we search that, Retro Pi. It should be DuckDuckGo, but please don't tell Raquel.
I won't. I won't tell Raquel that we're Googling. She doesn't like our Google. Yeah, see these things like this little tiny ass little.
Yeah, that's a
Nintendos
Raspberry
and
Pi
shit.
in there. Yeah, so they've got the controller, so you can find
I guess
quote
it's
unquote. You're
similar. You
supposed
got
to,
tons of those old games on it. Yeah.
yeah, you're supposed to own the game, but you know, that's a 3D printed one, tiny retro Pi. So you can buy them, and they have all these. And I've done it before. That's one
But
of
you
the
hook
things
them
I've
up to
always
a
wanted to do.
TV.
Yeah, you hook them up
But
to
you can hook 'em up
TV.
to
Or
the TV. Yeah.
I'd love to. I've always wanted to build my own arcade game because I do have. There's a program called MAME, MAME 32. So that's still under development. It's all open source, and that you can have all your arcade games on a computer. So our guys, kids, I remember I had them playing the Simpsons game for hours and hours and hours. So you have and you can make a tiny one, and or you can make a full scale one. But they've got pretty much any arcade game out there you can get, and if you buy the controllers, you can have it's a great time. No quarters needed. So so the Retro Pi is kind of a version of that where it's running all these emulators and like 15,000 games on a disc, because the memory used to be so tight. But the Atari, the cartridge was like 4K, I think. Or so now you've got your watch has more memory than some of the old computers. So like Larry said, it's still his original Atari. But I always wanted to do this. See, like someone made their own table. You can buy all the controllers now. You can either make your own or, buy one of these retro Pis.
That's Fred's Arcade. Sounds cool. Thank you, JT.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Wow.
So I hope you go over to Fred's house a lot. And
cool stuff.
I don't know
there.
If he makes you put quarters in.
Yeah, and just go hang out.
Yeah.
Nice
I'll
stuff.
have to check that out. Yeah.
But like I said, this is just a tiny little. It's just a console that happens to be tiny. They hook it up to TVs and stuff. Like I said, the guy was. I don't know if he makes them himself or what he does. He had a table and he was selling them for $300, $500. I mean, they were tiny little suckers. Like
here's one here.
Tiny version of that. That Nintendo console. That looks like one right there.
Yeah, there's like one here. Yeah, so they kind of they don't look exactly like it to skirt the law, but then this is
like
one
right
here.
There,
So you can get the controller. Yeah. And it's worth it for $300.
Said he does. He has a TNG pinball game, my favorite.
Oh, yeah, that's great. Yeah.
Well, yeah, you got all the old arcade games on there.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, that's good stuff.
Now you're playing with power, says Donnie Pearson. Yes, Donnie. Cool stuff.
Yeah.
Yes,
so
sir.
yeah, so it's fun
Don't
stuff.
worry
I'm
about
gonna check out Fred's Arcade.
Hungry boy, go get some rest there, dude. Hello there, DJ Ronnie G. DJ Ronnie G, good to see you there, buddy. Go get some rest, Hungry boy. Don't worry about it, bro.
Hungry boy, hopefully we'll put you to sleep.
Cool stuff. Love that dread, man. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I was
try.
I was happy the way sometimes the stuff doesn't come out that good when you print it, and but I was happy with. I'm like, oh, this one actually came out looking really good.
Agreed, Stephen MKLL. I would rather go to Flynn's Arcade as well and play recognizers and
Yep.
Matrix Blaster. Space Paranoids. You invented Space Paranoids. Yeah. Oh man. Well, that's cool stuff there, duder. I love that. You just started making that one last night, right? That dread?
Well, I was trying to. I printed a couple things
on the
for.
Show?
Well, I did it during the show, but I started printing it, yesterday, and I knew I wouldn't have time to finish it for the show. But then I did show it last.
Right.
I think I did show it last night. But the problem is it's all covered up, so you can't really until it gets to the very end. You can't tell what it what it looks like. But we're talking after the show, and someone was saying too, you should I should do a channel with just the 3D printer going and some ASMR. You know, maybe people would enjoy just watching the printer, go back and forth, back and forth.
So.
It's kind of relaxing.
Yeah. It is.
Oh,
It is actually. It's like water's washing up on the beach. You ever see those? Those channels that have water's washing up on the beach for like 10 hours.
Yeah, or my favorite's the bridge one. Yeah.
They've got they've got Trek ones too.
Yeah, the bridge one's good. Yeah.
Anyone ever see any of those channels where they're like it's got something? They got the engine room from the different Treks, or there's the living quarters on the different enterprises, or other ships too, like Millennium Falcon, things like that. The bridges of the Enterprise, different ones, or just like water washing up on the beach, or a house with the rain being rained on, that you can sit on. You can turn it on. It lasts for 8 hours. Indeed.
Yeah,
pretty cool
help
stuff.
You fall asleep. Yep. Oh, Steven, so I guess this is another.
What?
Yeah, I've had those on before. Yeah. I was gonna ask Steven, though. You said you can retro arch. Is that kind of like MAME? I guess. Looks like it's like MAME, I guess, in some ways, which is to play all your games. So I'll have to check that out. Yep. Looks a little bit.
But Larry, is it real Trek? Yeah. Lisa says, joke. My favorite sleep channel is Fortnite with Mark. Whoa.
Thank you. Much appreciated. Yeah.
Lisa.
Good one. That's what Dadman and I would say.
I know.
If we can put you to sleep, we're doing our job. Yeah.
Captain Infinity and beyond. What do you say there, Kimasami?
Captain Infinity.
The master of time.
He's on the beach, it
Good
looks
to see
like,
you there,
from his
dude.
icon there.
Is he there? Look at him. Let's see what he looks like. Oh yeah. He's got some kind of icon there. We know he probably has up to be
after that. He put in
an
Trek emote. Yeah.
Yeah. I've just passed out watching Fortnite, but it's usually after a good helping of Romulan ale. Yes, of course, says JT. Or what about Sorry and Brandy? Will they do it too? Romulan ale. Well, you Poland, this is illegal.
As long as it's green.
You might want to. You could now with it it red like that? Could you still paint it like a dread? Oh my goodness! Yeah. Just realized.
Yeah.
That almost looks like it could be made into a Wildfire's helmet. See Wildfire's helmet up there? But maybe not.
Nope. No, what's this helmet look like?
See, you see it. It's in my icon.
Oh, that's there we go. Yep. Yeah. No, you could do
wild card Wednesday night. Oh dear. Oh dear. We could be playing the game of Rassilon at this very moment. Your deep Brian Hepburn. Disney's California Adventure at Electronica with the Flynn's Arcade storefront. Yeah, wow. Spent a lot of time in there playing the old games. Wow.
Yeah, whenever we get to an arcade, I always want to go in. The missus and the kids are like, do we have to go in? We don't have to go in there. And the kids are like, yeah, let's go in. I'm like, yep, there we go. There's something, as much as I love the MAME, emulators, and thank you for those tips, Stephen, on that front end there.
Yes.
Yeah, and he says if you could say computer arch, that'd be great. Yeah, if it's voice controlled. There's something about being in the old arcades and playing those games and the old cabinet, and they do have the new ones that they're 3/4 size. And Michael from Retro Blasting got the Star Wars one. What are they called? Forgetting now the company that makes it. I can't remember anything tonight.
Hasbro.
No, it wasn't Hasbro. Help me in the
Star
chat.
Wars what now?
They're arcade games. So someone help me in about 2 seconds. But there's a company that got the license.
Arcade One Up.
One Up. There we go. Thank you, Brian.
Thank you, Brian Hepburn.
So you can buy the games just like they look in the arcade, but they're a little bit smaller, and they make them either stand up or just tabletop. So really, really cool. So
Yeah.
so they're and you have to put it. They're like a little bit smaller than the regular game, and some of them have multiple games on them. But MAME I think is the way to go. Where you have a bazillion games on. But here I'll just show a picture here because I don't know, we always get this wild card, so we get to
It's wild card time.
But you can do there's like a Miss Pac-Man you can buy.
Man.
So you could buy this Marvel one as a tabletop. I think the price is between $300 to $600 depending on the game.
Wow.
But you can do but you have all these great games that you can play. Street Fighter, and they usually have like 2 or 3 versions of the game in it. So they're a little bit cheaper. They're not the full size, but they're pretty damn cool. That'd be perfect for like a basement basement hangout. Or you could have you can just do the tabletop version. So really, really, really cool.
I like them.
Let's see if we go to the they must have here's their officially licensed.
Wow.
Remember this one? Blitz?
Oh my goodness. That was greatness.
That was fun in the arcade, yeah. With 4 people too.
Yep. God, I'd love to play that. Used to love that game. I even love this. There was this weird one that was a football game, but it wasn't NFL. It's like and it had all kind of made up teams on it.
Okay.
But they were really cool. But I can't remember the name of it for life of me.
So Blitz is $500.
That's badass there.
Infinity Game Table. I don't know what that is. Maybe that has got a ton of games on it. $350.
Centipede?
Yeah, so Centipede. My wife. That's the only video game.
It looks smaller than. Is that smaller than? Or maybe not. Maybe I was just.
Yeah, they're like 3/4. Yeah, it's like it definitely is. Yeah, it's definitely smaller. Yeah. So then Steven, it says the quality has gone down. Yeah, I've heard that too. Yep. And then now they're making deluxe full size cabinets. Thank you, Brian. Yep.
Wow.
Yes, you're probably better off, making your own if you can do it. But a lot of people can't do that. And there are other companies that sell, MAME type machines, but I guess the control allegedly, Steven's saying the controllers aren't as good as they could be. But they've you're right. Yeah, these $1,000 now. So they moved before they started with the cheaper, little smaller machines. Now they're going full size. But it's just there's something about these controls and playing these games, and of course my favorite one is the Star Wars game. When I first played that I think it was in a movie theater. I first got to see that. Mom's like, and you ran out of money, that was how they got you to leave. Yeah.
Galaxian. Oh yeah. Am I the only one that remember? Am I the only one that remembers Gorf? I liked Gorf. It was kind of a rip off of a kind of rip off of Galaga or Galaxian and stuff.
Yeah.
Look, there's Galaxian. Oh no.
Dragon's Lair. Well, this is another.
I never liked this one much. Did you play this game?
I did, but it was just looked so amazing at the time for the graphics.
It looked good, but yeah,
it was not a good game because it was just a timing game. But it had a laser disc. It was 50 cents to play, and it was cool, and some kids got good at it. And the animation is really cool. But back then, it was a groundbreaking
I never
game.
Played it much. No, I hear you.
Yeah, it was more the look of it. Yeah. An Infinity Table is a large monitor touchscreen that allows you to play games, digital version of classic board games such as Monopoly. Oh, so you can't cheat? Not that I ever cheat in Monopoly, but no, just saying. Let's see where Star Wars is in here.
There's Galaxian. I thought I saw Galaxian.
I love Galaxian. Yeah, Galaxian's.
I thought I saw it.
Let's see. Oh, here it is. Yep. Oh, Centipede. No, where's Galaxian? I know they have it because
I swore I saw it. Amen.
Here, let's check. Oh, what's sold out? Arcade 1 Junior Paw Patrol sold out. Let's see, games.
Phantom Outsider remembers Gorf, combination of Galaxian and Space Invaders. Yeah, I liked it. Had a cool handle or joystick. Okay. Yeah, there's Tron. Yep. Oh my God. Yep. That's it, baby cakes. Yep. Love Tron. We gotta see Tron. We gotta see Tron. Let's look at Tron. Wow, man. How much is it? 700 smackers.
That's an expensive one. Wow.
Oh, yeah. I love Joust also. Death Ray. I love Joust and Asteroids.
Oh, Joust is good. Yeah. Yeah.
Joust was great. And so look at that. Oh, man. Light cycles. You had light cycles. You had recognizers.
All the games.
The tanks. The Spider. MCP.
That was a cool cabinet. I remember playing that game. Yeah, it was not an easy game to play either.
Yeah, but I loved it, man. It was my favorite.
Oh, it was great. No, it was great.
I loved the movie. I went to see the movie like 10 times in 1982, and I was going to then go play the damn game. Good night, Lisa. Have a wonderful rest of your night.
Take care, Lisa.
Be good. D-Bot said he sucked at Tron. You know, I wasn't very good at too many games, at least not the greatest or anything, but I think I was okay at Tron. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe not compared to some people, though. I guess I was really not very good at any video game ever, to be honest. But I liked, but in the arcade now, I loved playing them.
Yeah.
I was no Billy Mitchell or anything.
Who was the king of Donkey Kong?
King of Donkey Kong. Ugh. Anyone's ever seen the movie King of Kong? Oh boy, yeah, that was something.
Good documentary.
Whoa.
Attack of Mars. I love pinball machines. So
that's expensive for a pinball machine. Whew.
It's small too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, people seen that. Yeah, that is small. That's a bit of a tiddler. That's too small for a. That's one thing for one of those consoles to be a little bit smaller. I don't know, but a pinball machine shouldn't be that small. And that's
the good thing is you can fit in your house. I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. Still,
I mean,
$750, man.
If it showed up on my doorstep, I'm opening that sucker up. But it might be.
I hear you.
Yeah, I hear you too, though. Yeah. Yeah, so you can buy Pac-Man and hook it up to your TV, and then what's this Pong counter? Oh, on the counter. Just play it right on the counter.
Oh man, nice.
Back when I was a kid, this was video games. Yeah,
this was damn video game. We're blown away by. Are you kidding me? We were blown away by Pong. There's the big one.
A Pong. Yeah. Pong, I remember playing at my cousin's house in the basement for the first time. They're like, "We got Pong," and they were like, "They were cool." Yep.
Yeah, that was something. There's Defender. Hey, there you go.
Defender's another great one. Yep.
Yeah, Defender was cool.
Mortal Kombat.
Joust. Oh, there's Joust.
There you go, Joust. Sure, yeah.
Oh man,
I love Joust. That was a great game.
Love Joust.
Great concept too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see if they show the picture of the. Let's see the gameplay. Yeah, it was just so crazy. That game, you'd flap the bird, flap. Yeah. It was fun. Yeah.
What was that one with the swinging through the jungle? What was that one called? Man. Oh my goodness. Look who's here. Oh, what are you doing there? Good to see you. Number one. You should not do that. Thank you so much, sweetness. Our wonderful, beautiful first officer is being naughty, giving us a $10 super chat. Thank you so much. You're too much here. Lurking, listening to my friends. I love these guys. Star Trek Pinball, please. Going back to lurking now. Love you. And I don't know if this is a Star Trek one. I mean, there are Star Trek pinball machines, yes, but
they don't sell one here though, unfortunately. Yep.
Yeah, but there was a motion picture one. Love you, Raquel. There's a TMP one. I remember.
Yeah, that was great.
There's Galaga.
Galaxy.
Galaga.
Guess they don't have it yet. I thought they had. I could have sworn they had it.
No.
Yeah, let's see.
Isn't Galaga the same thing?
Yeah, basically the same thing. Then you could shoot
Blitz,
the enemy, and then when the yeah, they could capture your ship. You could have two ships at the same time shooting.
Yeah,
which is cool. Yep. Well, Terminator
T2.
2, that was a fun one.
T2. Yeah.
X-Men's real
X-Men,
popular.
of course.
Yeah.
Which we have, which the great Michael French with Retro Blasting did a video on this X-Men game. That's a cool game.
Yeah, it's great. You could have 4 people playing. So
Atari Legacy Arcade Machine Centipede. What? Well,
NBA Jam. Yep.
Yeah, cool stuff. Defender. Yeah, great
That's
stuff.
good. Yeah. Yeah, so they got all the licenses for these.
Remember.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Gauntlet was the other good one.
I can't remember the name of that one. Yeah.
Gauntlet was the one that I really liked too. Yep. Let's see here.
I can't remember the name of that.
Type.
That thing where you're swinging across the. Oh, you know what game I used to love? Remember Spy Hunter? Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. With the car. Yeah. You were James Bond in that one. Although they weren't allowed to say James Bond, but.
Minimus, this was here. They were playing the Peter Gunn theme though. Do. Yeah, Spy Hunter was a good one. That was in the arcade, but it was also, obviously. Is that Dig Dug at the bottom?
Yeah, I love Dig Dug. We had that on the computer, so that was a fun game to play. Dig Dug, played that for hours. Yeah. One of my buddies, his mom was a computer programmer, and she had 2 computers at her house, but one had a green screen. So I don't know if anyone remembers like the old monochrome screens, but it had a Hercules graphics card, so it had graphics, so it could do graphics, but monochrome amber graphics. It was cheaper than full color, so playing Dig Dug on that. So that was a lot of fun. Yeah, it's like now you take it for granted.
Cool stuff. Love it.
Let's see, best of the 90s. What was the best of the 90s? Sorry, I know.
I didn't play a lot of video games in the 90s, really. I mean, by then I wasn't. Well, I mean, I did, but I don't think I did as much. It was the 80s for me, and most of them were carried on. So once I played, when I would play in the 90s, because it was was quote unquote grown up, I couldn't go to do that much. It would be older ones, but yeah, it was the 80s was the time of video games for me, arcade games for me.
Yeah. So everyone check out One Up if you got some money, extra money lying around you don't want to keep.
Enabler.
Of course, they're publicizing this NFL Blitz because the Super Bowl's coming up. So Dan Marino.
Oh yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, you imagine how many yards would, I know we don't want to get into sports balls, but how many sports ball stuff, but how many yards would Dan Marino have thrown in this current NFL?
And these rules,
8,000 yards.
Oh, good God, 8,000 yards in the season. Oh, it's crazy. Well, everybody, I think we'll start wrapping it up now. Let everybody get out of here at a decent hour. It's been fantastic. Everyone's been crazy cool tonight, and it's been a good crowd, a lot of fun. Show notes, of course. What you got going on? Tell everybody what's going on with you and the show notes you might have.
Maybe I'll do a video on printing that Judge Dredd this week. Got some new toys that I picked up. Something I'll save for the clubhouse, which is pretty cool. And I'll looking forward to that. And we'll be back with Sunday Night Geekery. And check during the week. I got a couple more shorts. Always just grab toy from the collection and do a quick short on it. And then got almost done with my phaser review. So hopefully get that out next couple of days too. So appreciate everyone checking out the channel, and always appreciate the opportunity to be on here and hang out with you. A lot of fun. So thank you.
Well, thanks. Appreciate you hanging with me and stopping by as always, everyone. The great Mark D with a C, the Chief Engineer Extraordinaire. Let's see here. What we got? Basically, tomorrow night I will be, as always, hanging out with Tom and the gang at Midnight's Edge After Dark, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, with that illustrious group. And then tomorrow night, our wonderful first officer and our great chief engineer, Commander R.M. Briggs, and Mark D with a C, and I will reconvene for Clobby's Clubhouse, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Tomorrow, and then that was Friday night. I'll be over at 7 p.m. Eastern, 9 Central. Excuse me, 6 Central. What am I talking about? At our good buddy Dadman's our good buddy Dadman Walking's channel. I know we got a link in my description below. So if someone could put the link up there. Talking some NFL playoffs with our good buddy Dadman, and looking forward to that. Then 8 p.m. 8:30 Central Standard Time at the great Nick Weiser's channel. I have a link in my description for that as well. We will be review the Comic Shop Gang, and myself and Nick will review Infinity Gauntlet #3. And then, of course, I think I'll reconfirm this tomorrow to make sure, but I think I might be on Saturday morning on with Mr. Brandon the Anime Guy, talking some comics and stuff with him. And then Saturday night, Star Trek returns, as always. Not returns, it's been back for a couple of weeks now. But another smashing episode of Saturday Night Star Trek with 4 more episodes to review with my wonderful First Officer Commander R.M. Briggs. And then I'll be hanging out with this gentleman, Mark D. with a C, at the Sunday Night Geekery.
Thank you. Yeah.
10 p.m. Eastern. So, and I'll review something Monday night on Monday Night Mark C Comics Talk. So, a lot of fun, a lot of streaming coming up. I'm going to thank everybody for hanging out with us here tonight. Appreciate you, all your great wrenches and friends who show up, and clobberers and clobberanimos, and of course the wonderful, great, wonderful visit by our amazing First Officer. So, good night, everybody. Have a great remainder of your week. I hope I see you tomorrow night and for the rest of the week. So I'm right here. We're not going anywhere, folks. We'll be hanging around. So good night, everybody.
I just